Good morning, everybody. My name is Kata, and welcome to K2B Fitness, and welcome to this week's Saturday surprise workout. And today we are going to be doing a total body workout. So we're going to be getting lower body, upper body, primarily standing. We are going to be doing just one round down on the floor, but you have modifications that you can do, especially if you have a resistance band. If you don't like going down to the floor for chest flies and things like that, a resistance band is a great way to do a banded chest press while you're standing, or you can do an incline push-up if you choose to. But we're going to be focusing on the entire body today, working on strength. We have 4 circuits, 3 exercises per circuit. We're going to do 45 seconds work, 15 seconds rest, and 2 rounds. So we're going to go ahead and get started. All right, we're gonna start with our toe lifts. So just a nice good lift and lift, keeping your knees fairly straight, trying to wake up the ankles, wake up those shins. Here's 4, 3, 2. All right, heels up, right, then left. So right and left. So now we're rolling through the ball of the foot and the big toe. This is a great way to keep waking up those ankles and to stretch out the bottoms of the feet. Hands behind the ears. We're just going to start with a nice good lift. So squeeze the shoulder blades, elbows are pointing out to the side. We're still tucking our ribs, starting to brace our core, and we're waking up those hips. Hamstring curls right here. Press, press. So knees pointing towards the floor. Let's scrape the mud off the bottom of your shoes. Reach the hands back. 4, 3, bring it back up. Hands behind the ears. Start to add a little rotation. If you do not want to rotate, you're just going to do a nice good march, turn, and turn. 4, 3, hamstring curls. We're going to take our hand to our heel. So going opposites. Here's 4, 3, 2. All right, bring it in the center. We're going to tap it out to the side. Swing the arms across the body. My brain likes to keep up with the music. You do not have to if that's not feeling good for you today. Add a reach right up towards the ceiling. We're stretching out the side of our body, reaching it up. 8, 6, 4, bring it into the center. We're going to take those arms out to the side. Palms facing forwards, thumbs pointing to the ceiling, moving from the shoulders. Change direction. Nice good circle. 4, 3, right arm only. Circle up and around. Let's bring it back. Same thing. Circle and up. Take it back around. The hard part, try not to turn your body as we do this. Good, couple more. So up and around, circle it back. Your circle might be here. Switching arms, up and around, bring it back around. So lift, circle. I like to think thumb up, rotate pinky down, and then go in reverse. Up and around, little turn. 2 more. Hinge it forward. We're going to open and close. So a little rear fly here. I'm adding in a shoulder blade squeeze, working on my shoulders and my upper and mid back. Good. Lift. 2. Let's bring it all the way back up. We're going to slow deadlift forward, then push through the heels to stand tall. Hinge and up. You can do hands behind your hips. Focus on shoulders down and back. Push and back. Push through the heels. Down, 2, up, 2. We're going to speed it up. So down and lift. Belly's braced. When you hinge, as soon as you feel your hamstrings and glutes stop, that's where you start to come back up. All right, slow squats. So take it down, push it through the heels. So hips towards the floor. Sitting in a nice low chair, down and lift. Good, so just push the hips back. Knees are staying about over your shoelaces. We want to try to keep our chest lifted, but we don't want to arch our backs just to keep it there. It's just a little crunch. All right, we're gonna step it out, bring it in. Mini squats. One of our exercises today is side stepping squats. This is a precursor, this is a little practice. 2, forward step and reach, forward and pull. Nice good squeeze. If you want, you can do a lower press. We want to wake up our back. Good, side step, take it out, hold it here. Little side lunge. Push the hips back, stretching out the inner thighs a little bit. 4, 3, 2, bring it into the center, cat-cow, inhale, exhale. So waking up that spine a little bit, working on pelvic control. And if you don't want to arch and round, you're going to hold a neutral spine and you're going to belly breathe. So you're going to try to inhale into your belly, exhale, pull it in. Hold it here. Let's roll it up. Little tail tuck, straighten the knees, take it forward, middle, back, middle. Working on the hamstrings. We're just warming them up. This is one. A wider stance is going to be a little bit better, a little bit easier. So forward, middle, back, middle. Keeping those knees straight, keeping your spine neutral. Forward, middle, back, middle. Let's bring it all the way back up. Little side step, little side sway. Grab a quick drink of water. We're gonna go ahead and get started with our workout for the day. So we have a reverse lunge, kickstand deadlift all on one side, and then we're gonna switch, and then we have side stepping squats. So you're gonna step it back, tap it in, nice good hinge. You're gonna do right then left, and then the side stepping squats, just like in the warm up. Step it out, bring it back in. So go ahead and grab 1 or 2 dumbbells. It's completely up to you how you wanna do this. So shoulders down and back, little rib tuck. You're gonna take it back into a lunge in 3, 2, and 1. So nice good lunge. So lunge it back, come in close. Nice good deadlift. So lunge it back, hinge deadlift. We're keeping that nice neutral spine position. We want to have the majority of the work being done by your front leg. This is a really good one, total leg. So lunges are really a total leg exercise. And then deadlifts, we're really focusing on hamstrings and glutes. I personally like to do a suitcase style carry. That just means I have 1 dumbbell in each hand and they're right next to my side. 2 and 1. Shake it out. We're gonna switch over to the other leg. So shoulders down. Again, just a tiny little crunch, super small. Here's 3, 2, and 1. So lunge, tap it in, hinge, and come up tall. Drop, push, hinge, and lift. So dropping the back knee down towards the floor, and then you're pushing your hips towards maybe a wall. So you need to tie your shoes, but you're feeling unsteady today, so you're gonna push your hips against the wall and then hinge down to tie your shoes. Good, 15 seconds. So 1 round, first round is lower, next round is upper. Then we go back to lower with a little upper. And then we go to the floor for a little bit of core. 3, 2, and 1. All right, we're gonna shake it out. Side stepping squats. So you can do 1 dumbbell, you can do hands at the shoulders. 4, 3, 2, and 1. So step it out, squat, bring it in the center. I like to hold my weights up when I do these. It's a little bit, you're doing like a front-loaded squat. It's gonna help encourage you, hopefully, to stay upright. So drop and lift. Doesn't have to be a big step. We wanna make sure we're not turning it into a side lunge or stepping really big and knocking the knees in. Step it out, lift. Here's 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. All right, still got our quick rest. We're gonna go right back into it. Round number 2. So we have our reverse lunge and our kickstand deadlift. Here's 2 and 1. So reverse lunge, tap it in, hinge, and tall. We really want to think. We brace the core, we pull the shoulders down and back, but when we do that, we don't puff out our chests. So it's trying to stack everything and keep everything nice and stable. Think about when you go to pick something up and you don't know how heavy it is. It could be 2 pounds, it could be 20 pounds. Think about how you're gonna brace so that you can pick up that item. How are you gonna brace if it is 20 pounds or 30 pounds? Good, 3, 2, and 1. Super quick rest. Round 1 wasn't too bad. Round 2, I'm starting to feel it a little bit more. And here's 4, 3, 2, and 1. Good. Step it back, tap it in. Weight stays on that front leg. That's the one that's doing the majority of the work. And keep an eye on your leg position. I know this leg for me, I mention this a lot, this is the one that likes to externally rotate. It likes to go out. My outer leg muscles kind of like to take over, so I have to focus on using those inner thigh muscles to keep my knee tracking over my big toe, or my second toe, really. You can probably see, if you're really watching, you can probably still see a wobble. It doesn't have to be perfect, but just be aware. 2 and 1. Little rest. Side-stepping squats. Good, 5, 4, 3, 2. Good, here we go. Side step, bring it up. So side and in. You're using your weight across both feet as you come up. Little extra push on the foot that steps out and in. Drop and lift. And I really shouldn't say drop. Drop means you just let it go. Keep it controlled. Less than 15 seconds. Make sure you're breathing. Who needs cardio when you have lifting, right? 3, 2, and 1. Weights down. Shake it out. Grab a quick drink of water. And I know there's a lot of people that don't like to rest. You're like, let's go, let's go, let's go, let's go. Give your body time to rest, especially when you start lifting heavier. Think about your energy systems. We're going way back to biology here, right? Remember your ATP? That's what your body uses for energy. And you have stuff readily available in your muscles. Your body goes through that pretty quick. And then that's when your heart rate starts getting elevated. You need to go into that next phase. Give yourself a little bit of time for recovery. If you can do this whole workout and you're like, meh, it was no big deal. Try to push yourself just a little. I don't mean go from 5 pounds to 15. Just maybe try going a little higher next time. See how you feel tomorrow too. All right, we have rows. So just a nice basic row. Then we're gonna do rear fly, press back. So the first exercise, we squeeze the shoulders. The second set, we don't do a lot of shoulder blade squeezing. We're focusing on back of the shoulder. Then the third exercise, tricep extension, either a kickback or an overhead if your shoulders are okay with it. Let's go ahead, grab those weights, getting ready for rows. In 3, 2, and 1. So nice, good 45 seconds. So this round, a lot of back of the body here. So good row, and bring it up. Belly's in. This is where even I notice that I start to get to the top and I kind of start to arch my back a little bit. I lose that core control. Now I'm working on controlling my abs, pulling my belly in, getting a nice good squeeze. Can you hold it up at the top just for that pause before you come back down? Lift. 10 seconds. Good, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. All right, rear fly with a press back. I'm gonna use my 5s this round. I'm gonna go a little bit lighter because I really wanna not let my back take over. Good, here we go. So again, hinge, lift, down, press, and lower. So lift, lower, reach back, lower. Challenge for this, especially on that rear fly. It's why I'm going lighter. When I go heavier, my rhomboids, my big muscles in my back try to take over because my shoulders are a little bit weak back there. We always think about front raises and side raises, but we don't always get all the love for those rear delts. Remember, your shoulder is a cap. It's got a front, a middle, and a side, or a front, a middle, and a back. Good. Bring it in. Triceps. You can do a kickback or an overhead extension. I am going for overhead extension. If your shoulders do not like this, then I want you to do a kickback. 2 and 1. So down, down, up, up. When we do these, check your head. If you feel like you have to tuck your chin and you still kind of feel like you're going to hit yourself in the head, you might need to do a kickback. Just means that your shoulder does not like this position. If your elbows are flared out to the side, I want you to try to pull them in. Point your tricep to me. I want to see the back of your arm. So I see your tricep, but I don't want to see the inside of your bicep. So elbows are kind of close. A little bit of a neutral position here for your shoulders, a little bit better. 4, 3, 2, and 1. Carefully bring it down, going back for rows. Round number 2. And don't be afraid to do a little bit of stretching, not a lot, but just kind of loosen up. Rows in 2 and 1. So pull and lower. So hinge it forwards. Sometimes what happens is we pull straight up and down and we pull towards our armpits. If you're pulling here, this is biceps. Squeeze the shoulders, pull it back towards the top of your pelvis or the side of your hip. So it's a little bit lower, a little farther back. Up and down. So really think, if you're like, man, my arms are just killing me, you might be doing a bicep exercise and using your biceps to lift. Here's a test. Squeeze the shoulders, then lift the arms. Squeeze your shoulders together, then move the arms. Good job. Short rest. Like I said, this is upper body, this is back of the body. Quite a bit of forward folded here, so sit if you need to, it's okay. Crunch, hinge, here we go. Lift and down, press it back and down. Control, think about stretching out a resistance band. And if you have a band pull apart is a great way to do this exercise if you don't have dumbbells. If you're using a band, you can just stand up. Your arms are going to be parallel to the floor. But if you got dumbbells, remember, dumbbells work against gravity. Gravity pulls straight down, at least when it comes to this. Good. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Bring it in, getting ready for those triceps. So remember, overhead extension or kickback. If you're doing the kickback especially, don't let your body hunch to do your kickback. Tall spine, hinge, your time is on. A lot of times when there's injuries in weightlifting, a lot of times it's technique. So you don't have to be perfect, but you have to be aware. So when people start lifting, they're like, hey, I started lifting heavier and I'm starting to have issues. Nail the technique, then start to add load. Remember to add load gradually. 10 seconds. And we're going to go back to legs with a little bit of arms. 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. All right, weights down. Grab a drink. Shake it out. All right, this round, we're gonna start adding a little bit more lower body, but we got some upper body in here too. We're gonna do a side lunge, bicep curl, overhead press. We're gonna do right, then we're gonna switch left. So I'm doing 1 dumbbell for the presses. And then we're gonna do curtsy lunges. If you don't wanna go lower, tap, hold. So you hold a low squat. You're still gonna get that loading. It's just gonna be a little bit less on your knees. All right, so grab a dumbbell you feel comfortable doing an overhead press with. That's what you want to focus on. If your shoulders, you're not supposed to do stuff with them, focus on the side lunges and the curls. In 3, 2, and 1. So 45 seconds. So side lunge, push off, curl to press. Side lunge, curl to press. Now, if you're like, I'm not supposed to do overhead shoulders, you're gonna stop at your curl. You're gonna do your side lunge, you're gonna stop at your curl. Or you can always just do side lunges. So side, push off, nice and tall. If you're stepping out and then this knee has to bend to bring you back up, try not to step as far, try not to go as deep. This is another one, chest up, hips back. Yes, you're gonna fold forwards, but don't drop your forehead towards the floor. Good, good. Rest it out. Switching over to the other side. Remember, how deep you go, how big you step is between you, your hips, knees, and ankles. 3, 2, and 1. It's also kind of between you and your core. This is my not great leg. This is my not great knee. So I'm starting small. I'm testing to see how it feels today. I'm okay as long as I make sure to keep my toes pointing forwards. I gotta keep an eye on that knee. So remember, small step, curl, if you need to take it a little bit lower. You do what's gonna work. Do we wanna try to get full range of motion? Yes. Your range of motion is different than mine. 4, 3, 2, and 1. All right, curtsy lunges. I'm gonna alternate, and I'm gonna do a hand switch with the dumbbell. You can hold the dumbbell at your chest. You can do all one side and then switch round 2. Your call. Here we go. Curtsy, like I'm trying to put that dumbbell on the floor. I'm adding a hand switch. What does this do? This works your brain. So it's a little bit of coordination. It's not crazy, but it's a little coordination. Gotta move the dumbbell from hand to hand while you're curtsying. Curtsying, that's a thing, right? Good, we've got about 10 seconds. So we're working and loading up those smaller glute muscles. Here's 3, 2, and 1. All right, little shakeout. Did you notice how when we went to lower body, our heart rate and breathing got up a little bit? Yeah. Here's 4, 3, 2, side lunge, curl to press. So yeah, you start adding in those legs, you start adding in those big muscles, your heart has to work a little bit harder. More muscles to activate means more oxygen and more blood need to get pumped to that area. So here, I'm doing okay weight-wise. My legs could probably lift a little heavier, but this is about my limit for my shoulders. Good, 10 seconds. So that's why doing a little bit of isolation is good too. 2 and 1. So isolation, what is that? Just curls, just side lunges, just really one exercise. This is a compound. Good, 3, 2, and 1. Compounds are great for getting your heart rate up. They're great for building a little bit of endurance. A lot of compound exercises are a little bit more functional in that they kind of replicate daily life. So think about a squat to a press. So you're doing legs, you're picking something up, you're putting it on the shelf, putting it in the cupboard, or you gotta lift something up high. I always talk about softener salt. 50-pound bags. Gotta carry it, gotta pick it up, gotta put it in that tank. 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. All right, curtsy lunges. So each type of exercise has a benefit. Here's 4, 3, 2, 1. Curtsy is good. So curtsy, step, curtsy, and step. Hips, knees, and toes point to the front. When we curtsy, we don't want to rotate really big here. We're loading, but we're trying to keep the hips, knees, and toes in good alignment. Do we need to move in all different directions? Yes. Right now, we're focusing on good technique, loading your glute, pushing through your heel to stand tall. So for example here, technically, I could probably go a little heavier or add a second dumbbell. 4, 3, 2, and 1. Bring it in, shake it out. Walk around, grab a drink. It's because I was doing an isolation exercise in a curtsy. Just legs, a little bit of core, a little bit of upper body. Just working on stability. All right, we're gonna go down to the floor. We're gonna do a chest fly with a leg lower. We're gonna do a side plank, and I want you to try to do a lift and a hold, or maybe a lift and lower. So yes, you can be on your knees. Then we're gonna do plank to down dog, working core, working shoulders. If you're staying standing, grab a band. You're gonna put it behind you, press it out, soft elbows, shoulders down. You're gonna do a chest fly with a march. For the side plank leg lift, you can just do a little bit of a side plank on a wall and hold your leg lift here. You're gonna be a little bit at an angle, or you can just do side leg lifts. The plank to down dog, incline. Use a wall, use a countertop, nice and tall, plank, brace the core, hinge, drop your ears between your elbows, come back to a plank. This is a total body exercise. So let's take it down to the floor, getting ready for chest flies with a leg lower. Chest flies, we tend to go a little bit lighter than we do a chest press. With our chest flies, your arms are always a little bit round. We don't want to let them come out, especially when we get close to the floor. Puts a little bit more stress here, takes the emphasis off your chest, stresses your shoulders. But let's go ahead and take it all the way down. 45 seconds, dead bug position, chest fly. We're gonna drop a heel down to the floor every time we open. 3, 2, and 1. So we're on our backs. We're going to drop, heel down, arms go out. Heel down, arms go out. pull that belly in a little bit. Think about tucking, little crunch, tiny, tiny crunch, low back close to the floor. We don't want to let our knees come into our chest or our pelvis lift up off of the floor. You can bring your heels closer to your backside. That's going to be a little easier. You can take your legs straight. That's going to be a little bit harder. Got about 10 seconds. We're going to go for a side plank. 2 and 1. Carefully set those weights down. Side plank, one side only. I might have to be on my knees for this one as well. So nice, good side plank. You can be on knees, hands or elbows. Hold it, and I want you to do a nice, good lift. Rotate, so the hip is pointing forwards. I want to see your knees and your toes. I don't want your toes pointing to the ceiling. You can have a bent leg if you need to, but again, not in front, not way back, just straight up. It's a nice, good hold. Squeeze your quad to straighten that knee. So we're stiffening that leg so we lift just from the hip. Good, 15 seconds. Really working outer thighs here. Your leg may not be as high as mine. It may be here, but I want you to lift it as high as you can. Good, 3, 2, 1. Bring it into the center. Plank with a down dog, or you can do a plank to child's pose. That's okay too. But I want you to focus on the ab version of this versus the strength and stretch. I don't know if that makes sense, but right here, I'm in a nice good plank. I'm pushing back, I'm pushing the floor away from me, hips go back, and then I'm pulling myself back into that plank position. So I'm pushing myself back, and then I'm pulling myself forwards. You can do plank here, lift your knees, push it back, and then engage to come back to plank. Lift the knees, hips to the ceiling. Pull yourself back to plank. Yes, you can go to your knees. Or stay up and pull. Lift and pull. 4, 3, 2, and 1. We're gonna bring it down, going back, chest flies, leg lowers. Remember, a lot of strength training, mind over muscle, a lot of control. What muscle are you trying to use? Arms up, legs up, here we go. Open, heel tap, bring it in. Now, this is an option. This is much more challenging. Can you do both heels, come back up? Start with heels and then lift. Start with heels, then bring it up. Can you do straight legs? Yes, you can, but if you're getting to here and all of a sudden you feel you're gonna fall because your low back is lifting off the floor, that's where you stop. You come back up again. If you've been doing alternating straight legs and want to try both, I want you to start by regressing a little and going to a double heel drop. Good, bring it in. Going for our side plank with our leg lift. So shoulder over your wrist or your elbow. We're gonna bring it up nice and tall. And then again, I'm gonna do a good leg lift. Now I'm already feeling it on this side. This one's already a little bit tired. So I'm really focusing on trying to do a nice good lift, engage those muscles. I'm struggling a little bit more on this side. Nice good lift. So open up the hips, stiffen that leg. You're squeezing your quad, stiffen your knee. I want the side of the leg going to the ceiling, not your hips and not your buns. Good, 3, 2, and 1. Bring it in. Last exercise for today. Plank with a down dog or plank into a child's pose. So I really want you to think about those muscles. Here's 2 and 1. So lift. So I want you to use your abs, lift your hips up toward the ceiling. And now I want you to control it. Notice I'm not going into an up dog. Coming to a nice good plank. Hold it right here. So we're working on core engagement, little shoulder blade stability here, a little bit of a hamstring stretch. Five, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Good job. Bring it down. You can sit back into a child's pose. Give yourself a little bit of a break. We're going to go in for some stretching. We're going to be down on the floor to stretch. If you prefer, you can remain standing or seated. You're just going to modify the workout. I'm taking a minute and putting my equipment away. So we're going to be on the floor if you're staying standing. If you have an open wall, we're going to do a quick scorpion chest stretch. If you're upright, you are going to be on against the wall, and you're going to be doing this against the wall while we're down on the floor. Let's take it all the way down onto our tummies. Right hand, we're going to open it out 90-90. Left hand right by the chest. Arm is close to your body. Bend the left leg, keeping the right shoulder and arm on the ground. We're going to kind of gently push ourselves up. Take that leg, open it back behind us until we feel a nice good chest stretch. Again, if you're standing, you're going to be against the wall, so you face the wall. And then all you have to do is just turn your left shoulder away from the wall just a little bit. So you're really turning your entire body, but just a little bit, keeping your chest and your arm and your shoulder on the right side close to the wall or close to the floor. Bring it in the center, same thing, but now we're going to take that arm out straight. So palm facing down, arm is straight. And again, we're just going to roll into that shoulder. Check your position. Sometimes when we straighten our arms, all of a sudden our arm isn't straight out to the side. It's actually lower, like it started to reach for the hips. If you're really tight, you might not be able to roll very far at all. That's okay. Find that stretch point and stay there. Good. Bring it back into the center. We're going to switch sides. So left arm, we start at 90-90, right hand by the chest, bend that right knee, keeping the left arm on the ground and that left shoulder close to the ground. Mine's not touching, but it's close. I'm actually resting my head on the floor. It feels okay for me. So remember, we don't want to push ourselves up and away from the floor. We're rolling into that side. Good. 4, 3, 2, bring it back into the center. Now we're going to do the same thing where we're going to take that arm straight out to the side. Try to pull that shoulder down versus letting it roll forwards. And again, we're just going to take it out. And don't be afraid to adjust your body position a little bit. You can't always get into a perfect stretch position right off the bat. I know there's probably a few people who are a little heavier on the top side. And this might be a little bit uncomfortable, so please, I adjust my body to get this to work. All right, let's bring it into the center. Option 1, you're going to have your hands a little bit out. You're going to lift up into Sphinx, so nice and tall. And add a little drop. So yes, my shoulders are going to come up when I go down, but you're going to push yourself up. And then come down. Option 2, hands by your chest. Variation of up dog or cobra. And then we're going to come back down again. You choose. You are also welcome to just stay down and not do a lift and a lower. Just take it all the way down. Nice good hip flexor stretch. and come back up. Squeeze the glutes, protect your low back, always, always. Good, one more time. Lift it up. All right, we're all gonna take our hands underneath our shoulders, kind of back by our chest, tuck your toes under, push your hips up and back into a nice good child's pose position. If you are standing, sorry, I didn't do this for my standing ladies or gentlemen. If you're standing, this one you can just do kind of a variation of down dog with your hands on a countertop, but I want you to soften your knees as much as you need to and do kind of a little deadlift so that you can stretch out under your arms. That's our focus here. So instead of stretching hamstrings, we're stretching underneath the arms, shoulders, a little bit of spine. All right, we're gonna carefully bring ourselves up, hands and knees, and then we're gonna come to a half kneeling position. If this is uncomfortable for you, like right now my knee is apparently not real happy with me, so I'm gonna put something underneath it. But if you are on your knees, you can do a tuck, and we're gonna do a little forward and a back push. Again, if you're standing, right here, take it forward, press it back. We're trying to tuck our tail, squeeze our glute. Nice, good push. My knee was doing great until just a little bit ago. Now it's just really upset. Here's 2, and 1. Bring it back. We're gonna switch over to the other side. So good half kneeling position, tuck your tail, squeeze your glute, little push forwards, little push back. When we do this one, we don't want to arch and round our low back. We're tucking our tail, deepen the stretch in the front, and then back off a little and relax. Here's 2, and 1. Take that front leg, pull it back a little bit. We're gonna come up to a standing position. So nice and tall, arms up, right leg crosses over the left. Push the left hip out, reach for the toes of the left leg. Bring it up in the center. Switch, left foot over right. Push the right hip out, reach for the toes of the right foot. Bring it up in the center. We're gonna switch and do that again. So cross over, whichever foot is in back, push the hips back, reach for those toes. Bring it up, switching over to the other side. Push that hip. Bring it up in the center, feet hip width apart. Little tuck, big breath in, pat on the back. Take it out, hands in the small of your back. Big breath in. Take it back. So working on those shoulders, working on that mobility. It's okay if you stop here and then you come up and you're here. Everybody's a little different. Good, let's bring the arms down. We're gonna take our hands, one hand grabs the other, pull the shoulders down and back into your back pocket, ear to shoulder, side to side. 4, 3, 2, 1. Bring the head up, look to the side, right to left. Bring it in the center, roll the shoulders up, back, and down into your back pocket, thumbs pointing forwards. Whenever you're walking, check yourself. If you're walking like this, I want you to think about pulling the shoulders down and back. Open up the chest, but again, when we open our chest, we're not opening our tummy, just the chest. In the center, big breath in, spread the fingers, spread the toes, and exhale. Good, big breath in, and out, and you are all done. So I want you to give yourself a nice good pat on the back for completing this workout with me. Let me know how it went. You can let me know in the comments. You can go to my Facebook page. I have a private Facebook group. If you haven't joined yet, please feel free to do that. And I also have a weekly newsletter that we do weekly challenges, and then there's usually a recipe, and it keeps you updated whenever there's going to be changes to my schedule. For example, I have a very busy July, and there's going to be a lot of weekends in July that I am not going to be doing live classes. But again, there's always the replays. I have more videos on this channel, and I have a ton of videos on my website. Look in the show notes, check those out. But let me know if you like this workout. Let me know what kind of workouts you want to see. If you have any questions, I am happy to cover them. Have a wonderful day, and I hope to see you in class again. So bye.